Hi there, and welcome to Code Rush with Gaurav. In our previous video, we have seen in depth about what is an LLM router, why do we need one, what all are the tools available in the market today using which you can build a router of your own. In case you have missed that video, the link is in the I button and the description. Do check that out. This video is a continuation to that where we are going to build our own router and we'll see how classification of prompts work. How do we really classify and say that a task that we have to perform based on an incoming prompt that is of complex nature or it is simple or it's of a coding type? Based on that, we are going to route our queries and the prompts to the right model so that we can save up on costs as well as have some resilience and fault tolerance built into the system. So let's get started and let's get right into the code.
We are in Anti-Gravity IDE with a blank folder named LLM Router. We are going to use Gemini Flash 3.5 model to build our router today. Let's write our prompt with details and constraints. We want to write a JavaScript utility to classify the incoming prompt from the user into 3 categories: easy, complex, or coding. Based on these classifications, we will further write our routing logic. But let's first build a classifier. Since this is going to be a very basic classification logic, the logic will mainly try to classify based on keyword matching and scoring. We need to build a utility to take an input prompt and then return the classification type and also log it so that we can clearly see the classification for each input. We also want to consider a hard-coded rule that if the prompt length is too low, we can call it as an easy one. As many routers to implement this logic based on the count of input tokens, so that you get the idea of how the routing logic can be a multi-fold decision with different factors having their own weightages. Now that our prompt to the agent is ready, let's run that. Agent will first try to understand the current folder structure and if it has to scaffold the project from scratch. Agent will first come up with an implementation plan for the router, and we will review that before executing the plan. We can comment on something, give feedback, or answer questions the agent may have. The implementation plan is ready. Let's review it. The detail of how and why a classification type is picked for a prompt is listed here. Some keywords like step-by-step, comparison, etc. are classified as complex reasoning, while prompts asking for code snippets, code refactoring, etc. are classified as coding tasks. We have some open questions from the agent, and I expected this as our input prompt was not too detailed. The second question is about having a HTML playground for this utility, so that we can visualize the input prompts and classifications. It is a nice to have. Let's have it. I am going to give a comment as let's build a sample app to test our classifier. The first question is about having dynamic weight and configurability of the keywords. Let's have it to make our solution more robust. As it is going to be a keyword matching logic, it may fail at times. It will be good to have that configurability. The rest of the plan looks good, so I am going to hit proceed and let the agent do its magic. The playground is started on localhost, and as the implementation plan also had a test step to check the execution in the browser. Anti-Gravity will now try to start a browser session and load our app there. I love this feature for a fact that agent can access the browser and test the app by itself and do the corrections if needed. Our app is loaded now. I see the configurable controls and a chat area. We have the keywords listed here that are part of the classification logic, and we can add more in each of the classification type at the runtime as well. We have some quick prompts added here to test. Let's try one of those. This was a step-by-step reasoning ask, hence it was classified as a complex reasoning task. And this happened because our test matched one of the keywords known to the system. Perplexity or many other products in the chat inputs have the same functionality. Let's see a real example. I am in the Perplexity chat window, and let's start typing and showing our intent and expectation in the chat box. Even before we submit the prompt, there is a keyword matching happening as we type, and the right tool is getting selected, or the complexity of the prompt is getting determined as we type. That's how companies save cost by routing the load across the right tools and models. You will see this pattern in most of the premium chat applications today. What external source provider can help better in answering the query, which model to pick, and maybe modifying the system prompt to. All happening as we type. Model routing just a piece of this puzzle. Let's get back to our app and try a few more inputs. Since our logic has a length-based check and a weightage-based deduction and classification, let's try smaller, coding-related prompt and say let's build a game in Python. Here we expect the prompt to be classified as a coding task, but due to the length and weights distribution, it is classified as a simple task. This becomes an improvement item for our logic, and that's where vectorizing the input and then trying to find the real meaning of it would have helped better rather than a simple keyword matching. Our app explains the logic though, but it is still a very basic one. Let's try a complex prompt and see if your app is able to classify the prompt correctly. We are going to ask the chat to help us write a research paper on the comparison of black holes and wormholes. Now this is a complex reasoning task, and a classifier is able to judge that correctly. The weights distribution also reflects that correctly. Let us review the classifier code that the agent wrote. We have a default config here for the max and min length for the prompts to classify into the complex and simple categories. We have a list of keywords against each category and weights for the match. Though the list of keywords per category is not that exhaustive, we can add to this list based on input prompts we expect to receive in our app. So we have a prompt length-based classification, and then a keyword match and weight distribution, and then on top of these, we have regex patterns based on a few heuristics for each category. Across all these competing criteria, we have a weight distribution among them, so that logic is not biased towards one category. The main function is classify prompt that runs the input prompt against all the classification logic we just saw, distributes weights, and finally classifies our prompt into one category. We have few more utilities for matching the regex, matching the keywords, which are called from the main function. The overall code pretty straightforward, and it covered with tests too. And since we asked our agent to write a utility, we have ES6 style exports and a module here. Now let's see how we are going to use this utility to write an LLM router. Alright, so the router we are building today will switch between three models that we are going to use from Novita AI. I have made a dedicated video on how you can use model library in a serverless fashion and offload the maintenance and hosting concerns to a service like Novita AI. Do check that out. The link is in the description. For non-complex tasks, we are going to route our queries to Llama 3.1 model with just 8 billion parameters. This model doesn't support reasoning. For complex and reasoning tasks, we are going to use DeepSeek V4 Pro, which is a decent reasoning model and is one of the best open source model out there today. This model supports reasoning. Querying this model is going to be costlier than Llama, which we are using for easy tasks. But that is the whole idea behind routing. It gives you cost saving and doesn't burn token on a premium model for small and trivial tasks. Similarly, for coding related tasks, we are going to use Qwen Coder premium model of 480 billion parameters. This model is specialized for coding tasks and is a premium one in terms of costs. So our router that we are going to build today will use Llama for small and trivial tasks, DeepSeek for reasoning, and Qwen Coder for coding-related tasks. Additionally, we could add a fallback routing for a case where a model throws error or it is unavailable. But in our sample router today, we will cover the happy path. Let's get down to coding. Here is my prompt to the agent. Let's build a server app to run on port 4000, where we expose APIs to query 3 different models from Novita AI. For easy prompts, we are going to query Llama model, and for complex and reasoning tasks, we are going to query DeepSeek, and for coding tasks, we are going to query Qwen Coder model. Let's change the UI code to invoke the right API and show the response in the chat window. Also, let's log the model queried for a prompt and show it on the screen as well. The API key needed to query Novita AI is in the .env file. Let's use the TypeScript SDK from Novita. And with this, let's hit run. I am going to allow anti-gravity to access folders and run commands. Again, like before, I don't expect a code to generate it immediately. Rather, an implementation plan should be outlined first. Since we are integrating with a few SDKs that the model may not be directly aware of, it will search the internet to gain that knowledge. The agent has finished the task, and there should be an implementation plan somewhere. Ah, there I see it. Agent has updated the existing plan. Let's review that. At a glance, the plan looks good. It includes validation and modifies the UI to use our API server. Let's go ahead with the plan. To build an Express server, we will need Express, OpenAI library, and a few utilities as well. Hence, I see the package getting updated. Why are we creating an Express server to query the models in a serverless fashion? More details in our previous video. If you have missed that, do check that out from the link in the description. Agent has smartly chosen to proceed with writing code in parallel as npm install is taking more time. Alright, our code is ready and agent has summarized what it has done. Let's review. There have been 2 key updates. One was the Express server to query the serverless model APIs, and another one is the UI update to query the Express server with the prompt and the classifications. We can further move the classification logic to the server rather than keeping it on the UI. Time to check out things in action finally. Let's head to the chat box and type a prompt. First prompt I am going to try is going to be a very basic one. I am just going to greet the model, and I wouldn't want to go to DeepSeek for that. Awesome. As expected, I get a response back from Llama model, and in this interaction, I just saved some cost. Our next prompt is going to be a complex one. Let's ask the app to help us write a research paper on a detailed analysis on black holes and wormholes and the comparison. This indeed is a complex task, and it should need a reasoning model like DeepSeek. And our router does the job perfectly fine. The prompt was classified as a complex reasoning task. Since the model is large and it reasons, the result is a bit slow, and as expected, the response was generated using DeepSeek with is the premium model we are using. We can surely improve on the output rendering component, but not for this video. Let's try out a prompt that is about a coding task and see if our router is able to route the prompt to Qwen Coder. Let's ask the app to write a simple multiplication function in Python that covers all the edge cases. In our previous video where we discussed what LLM routing is and what are the tools available today in the market, you would see that many tools would implement a similar logic either in a crude way like we are doing or via embeddings. But the crux of any router to determine intent, complexity, and then route accordingly. Our classifier did the job correctly in classifying the prompt as a coding task. Since was asked for covering all the edge cases, the model may take time to think about them. Cover the code with test cases as well. There we are. We have our response with a Python function with edge cases covered and a test code as well. Without a code formatter and render, it looks ugly, but you get the idea. And this was generated using Qwen Coder. So you saw how we wrote a classifier first and then converted that to an LLM router. In a real-time application, you may not write such a router from scratch, but hope this exercise was fun and made you more curious. Let's check the server code before we summarize. In server.js file, we have a few imports like OpenAI, Express, and I see the classifier here, so the classification must be happening on the server. We have an OpenAI instance to send our completions to Novita's serverless model APIs. And there is our model mapping. The API that the UI invokes gets the prompts and the keywords and waits as input. The classification happens on the server, and then according to the category, the right model is used to route our prompt. So this was the server code, and it was pretty straightforward as well.
And that is it for this video. I hope you have found it to be useful. Tell me in the comments what else you would like to build with me, and let's do that in our upcoming videos. This video especially was combining learnings from two of our previous videos. One was on Novita AI, how we used serverless way of using model APIs, inference services, and how we got rid of infrastructure maintenance headaches. The second was about how and why industry is inclining towards LLM routers, not relying on one model entirely so that your application is more robust. Also making sure that you are optimizing on cost and you have an ability to switch between models according to the nature of the prompt. And this video was a practical use of the learnings from both the videos. I'll drop the link of both of them in the description. Do check them out. And I hope you're liking this series. That is it for this one. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, have a good one. Bye bye.